What is up, everybody, man? It's your boys back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast. I am your co-host, T Time, and also as well, we have our other co-host here today, Cambo. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I can't complain. I'm better now. So thank you for all the wishes last week. Also, thank you for all the birthday wishes too.
Oh
I
yeah, I
appreciate that.
forgot. Yeah, your birthday too
Yeah,
was last week.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, everybody. I'm doing better, but unfortunately, it got my dog this time. So I hate that for you, bro. But I can't complain. How about you though? What you
Yeah,
going through
man.
today?
Like you said, you was the one sick last week, and now I'm the one sick this week.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I done had a bad cold since like Saturday night. It's been so weird, but I'm doing a lot better today. Sunday was rough, and yet really yesterday was too. But I'm doing better today though, so I'm ready to go. Last episode of the season, man. So I'm excited. Um,
Last episode.
yeah, last episode of the season. We'll be back in the end of March, and we'll kind of let a date be known when we get a little closer to time.
Yeah.
But yeah, extremely excited to get this episode in. I was like, man, I ain't letting this stop me from getting a good episode in. We already missed last week. I ain't missing another one. So extremely excited, man. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl a little bit because we wasn't here last week to talk about that. We'll talk about
Yep.
the NBA All Star Weekend too, and how terrible everything is going, and how the NBA is just getting blasted. Literally, I think by almost every media outlet at this point, they're getting just slammed, and I
Yep.
think deservingly so, to be honest with you. So we'll talk about that. Last Thursday, Cam, we finally got an EA College Football teaser trailer. So I'm excited about that. I've been talking about that now for over like a year and a half, 2 years, about how excited I am for that game to come back. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And we'll talk about the new college football playoff news that came out today about the format, which you had to explain to me because I really didn't get what it
Hmm.
meant. So I appreciate you for that too. But we're gonna have a good time tonight, man. We're gonna have a good one. It's the last episode of the season. Like I said, we'll be back in a month. So definitely excited, definitely tune in, and we're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's go ahead and talk about the Super Bowl, man. Patrick Mahomes. Let's just get right into it. Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes won his third Super Bowl in 5 years at this point. I think he submitted himself for most people at this point. He's a top five quarterback of all time. A lot of people are saying top two, and I kind of agree. Honestly, at this point, I think he's only chasing Tom Brady. But they win in overtime, 25-22. We want to talk about a little bit about how Steve Wilkes got fired. I think that's absolutely insane. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Patrick Mahomes went 34 for 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Just usual Patrick Mahomes things. Travis Kelce as well had 9 catches for 93 yards. Miko Hardman had a big touchdown for 52 yards, I believe. Again, I'll give my synopsis real quick. I don't see nobody beating this team in the near future, bro. If he took a bunch of Hurts car workers to the Super Bowl, wide receiver, you think they're gonna get any worse than what they are right now? Because
Uh-uh.
I don't. If I had to pick a favorite to win the Super Bowl next year, I'm picking the Chiefs again. I know ain't nobody three-peated before, but if I had to choose, it's probably gonna be the Chiefs as the favorite already. I'm tired of putting
Never.
faith in San Francisco. Yeah,
Nobody.
there's never been a three-peat. Never.
Wow, I didn't know that.
There's never. If they do it, they'll be the first team to ever three-peat.
Oh wow,
So yeah, they'll be the first one to ever three-peat if they do it, and I think they got a great chance of doing it. I'm not gonna
they
lie,
do.
because I just don't see anybody that's standing in their way. Again, we haven't even got to the offseason yet, so things could obviously change, but I just don't see it. I think this is a dynasty. I think for sure now this is a dynasty. They won 3 championships in the last 4 or 5 years. So this is a
Yeah.
dynasty. We're looking at the new Patriots of this era. But that's just how I feel about it. I think this team's good. I am kind of interested to see what they're gonna do in the offseason with like free agents though, because you got Snead that's probably gonna have to go. Chris Jones, got to make a decision on him. You
Yeah.
know, so that's gonna be tough. But I think this team's gonna be good, man.
Hmm.
To be honest, like I said, I think the Chiefs could win in 3 in a row. I don't doubt them.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of I'm not surprised by the result. How you feel about the game in itself?
No, I'm the same way, bro. I ain't even really got a whole much to add because, like you said, we talked about this before. The Chiefs probably should be the favorites to three-peat next year. There's no, if somebody's able to knock them off, that'd be incredible. Because they're like you said, they're a dynasty. They're super hot. I mean, it's just. I mean, they're the Chiefs, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
they're the new Patriots. They're the Chiefs now.
Mhm.
But then as far as like, their off season, they have to get things right. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can pay Chris Jones for their sake. Like you said, Snead they probably gonna have to that's a decision they truly have to make there. Because McDuffie's outstanding on the outside.
Yeah.
So what they gonna do with Snead. So you're right. And then like you said, are they going to are they gonna get any worse? Probably not. I mean, that was probably the worst that they're gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the scary thing. Like you said, the wide receiver room was really tragic. It wasn't top 25 to be frank with you. You know what I'm saying? And for them to still win the Super Bowl with that's crazy. So like you said, they should be the early favorites to three-peat. Now, as far as moving on to the 49ers, though, give me your thoughts on them. I know you got to read off the stats here in a second, but give me your thoughts on where they can go from here.
So this is my thing about the Niners, right? So I think they're the most talented team in the NFL. When it comes from top to bottom, I think they have the best roster in the NFL, in my personal opinion. And I think most people would probably agree with that. From top to bottom, they probably have the most talented roster. I think their issue is quarterback and coach, which we're probably about to jump into in a few minutes. I think Brock Purdy gets too much slander, and I also think some people get too much praise to him as well. Brock Purdy is a top 15 or so quarterback. He's somewhere in that range of probably 12 to 15. Not terrible, not great. Kyle Shanahan, we got to start having a serious conversation about him because now this is the third Super Bowl that he's blown in the same exact fashion. So again, there needs to be some conversations about Kyle Shanahan, honestly, more than Brock Purdy, in my opinion. Because this is now 3 years in a row he has blew it. Not 3 years in a row, but 3 times in a row he has completely blew it.
3 times.
So we got to have a conversation about that too. I think with Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan at quarterback, with Brock Purdy at quarterback and Kyle Shanahan at coach, I think that's the best they're gonna do. I'm just being honest, because I think Kyle Shanahan is a little overrated. I think he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. I still think he's a top 10 coach. All that. I still think that, but I think he's a little overrated. A lot of people put him like top 3. I'm not putting him there. I'm not even putting him top 5, honestly. It's just too many times he's gotten to the big game and just choked the same exact fashion. So I just can't put that much trust in him. And we're gonna jump into this too, the Brian Burns situation. We haven't talked about that yet, so I'm glad you brought that up because we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But it's time to put some pressure on Kyle Shanahan. And I know that sounds crazy because you like, what are y'all talking about? He done been to 3 championships in the last like 7 or 8 years, and every year he gets there, he absolutely blows it. There needs to be some conversation for that because I felt like coming into that game, San Francisco really was the better team. And I mean, you can really make that argument even a couple years back in 2019 when they played the Chiefs. The Niners were the better team. They lost. You can go back to the Atlanta game when Atlanta and New England was up 28-3 as offensive coordinator. Guess who blew it? Kyle Shanahan. There has to be some type of slander put on him because I didn't think Brock Purdy played great. But I didn't think he played terrible either. Like he was just all right. You know what I'm saying? I think that game mostly falls on coaching. And again, we'll talk about it in a minute. I think Steve Wilks got done a bad hand. He was made a scapegoat, and it was terrible, in my opinion. It was flat out terrible. And I just didn't agree with it. How do you have a top 10 defense in the NFL and you get fired as a DC? What type of sense does that make? From what it sounds like, and this is just kind of me drawing conclusions, I think Kyle Shanahan really never wanted Steve Wilks. It was kind of here, let's just get this dude a job because the whole league going off about David Tepper letting him walk. If you fire somebody like that, it already seems like he probably was never a good fit. And you seen the writing on the wall in the middle of the season when they was talking about, oh, well, Steve Wilks, the problem, we struggling. And, you could kind of see the writing on the wall. But to me, I just felt like that was wrong. But, yeah, what's your take on it?
No, I agree. My take on I'll talk about the 49ers first as a whole. Um the team in the game, the offense struggled mightily. And when I say struggled, like 19 points at the end of regulation ain't enough to beat a Patrick Mahomes led team. You know what I'm saying? Um I think Christian McCaffrey started off. He had a solid game. He did, but they started to bottle him up in the second half. And I feel like I don't know. I could be mistaken though. It's been over a week now, but I feel like they kind of stopped going to him in the second half too.
Yeah,
You
they
know what I
did.
mean?
Hmm.
Um, I think my guy IU. He played phenomenal. For his what for what he could do. You know what I'm saying? He was open a lot. Um, Debo Samuel. I
He
mean,
had
he's
a
a
rough
running back.
game, man.
He's
He
a
had
running
he
back,
had a
bro.
rough game, bro. He
Yeah,
did.
he's a running back. I mean, at this point, let's just move him to the backfield and go go 1-2 with Christian and Debo. Um, and as far as Brock Purdy goes, he did okay. He didn't play flat out terrible. You know what I'm saying? He missed some guys, sure. He didn't hit every pass, but he wasn't the worst player on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but like you said, the 49ers, they're not going to go anywhere. I mean, it's just going to be the same thing. It's a lateral movement from him to Jimmy Garoppolo, or
Yeah.
from Jimmy Garoppolo to him. You know what I'm saying? I think Purdy's probably maybe a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just the same thing over and over again. Kyle Shanahan's offense at this point, it's clear that it favors a less talented quarterback. For some reason, I don't know how that works, but it just favors a quarterback who can take care of the football and can dink and dunk. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the whole gist of it. Um, but again, he's gonna have to go back to the drawing board. So moving forward, moving on to Kyle Shanahan, he's gonna have to go back to the drawing board and he's gonna have to fix this
Yeah.
because it's too many times where you've been to the big game and you let your team down. You feel me? You done went to the Super Bowl with Atlanta as an offensive coordinator and you blew a 25-point lead. And a lot of people say, well, isn't that more so on the defensive guy, on the defensive coordinator, or well, the head coach at the time was Dan Quinn? Isn't that more so on him? Yeah, in a way, but at the same time, they wasn't running the ball. You know what I'm saying? They kept trying to pass it, and the Patriots tightened up on them in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They allowed they kept stopping the clock and they allowed Tom Brady to come back into the game. So again, that's on Kyle Shanahan. A couple years ago, they blew a 10-point lead on to the Chiefs. Now I don't remember the ins and outs of that game, but again, when you blow a 25-point lead, you blow a 10-point lead, and then you blow a 10-point lead again. There's only one person in all three games that was constant, and that was Kyle Shanahan. So at some point, you're gonna have to start pointing fingers to where the fingers make sense. You know what I'm saying? To where it makes sense. You know what I mean? So um so that's that on that. I mean, you score 19 points. All right. That's not good enough to win in the NFL, let alone against the best quarterback in the NFL, possibly the best quarterback the NFL has ever seen. That's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? And moving on to this whole Steve Wilkes situation, man, that whole day I was sick, bro. That type of decision makes me itch. That's the type of stuff that makes me itch, bro. Like, Steve Wilkes, bro. First and foremost, he need to go to that Brian Flores lawsuit, find his name, underline it, bold it, italicize it, and highlight it. And he need to get his money because this don't make no sense. What the Panthers did to him was dirty, but what the 49ers did to him was absolutely filthy, bro. He was the defensive coordinator for a top 10 defense all season long. Okay? People talking about some, well, do y'all not remember when the Ravens scored 50? Bruh, Brock Purdy threw 4 picks. What he supposed to do? How you supposed to stop somebody that throw, you know what I'm saying, that just capitalizing on the turnovers? It's not happening. People say, well, the defense regressed from a season ago. But guess what didn't happen a season ago? Y'all didn't make the Super Bowl a season ago. You made it this time. Well, people say, well, Patrick Mahomes was able to come back. He was able to come back because when they only scored, that was Steve Wilkes' defense that only gave up 3 points at halftime. But that was Kyle Shanahan's offense that was only able to score, 19 points in regulation or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? That was Kyle Shanahan's coaching that didn't inform his players that the overtime rules had changed 2 seasons ago. You feel me? That's Kyle Shanahan's coaching that fostered this culture of crybabies on your team.
Yeah.
Now every time something don't go your way, somebody crying. You know what I'm saying? Somebody upset that it didn't go their way. Man, you a grown man on a team with 50 something other people. Get out there and go to work, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is all Kyle Shanahan's fault. And to make Steve Wilkes the scapegoat and all that is absolutely ridiculous. Steve Wilkes didn't choose Brock Purdy to be his quarterback. You did. You feel me? Steve Wilkes held Patrick Mahomes to 3 points at halftime and held him to 19 points at the end of regulation. Your offense is supposed to be good, Kyle Shanahan. You're supposed to be the greatest offensive mind in the league. That's you. That's your calling. So why isn't that your offense couldn't score 20 points in the Super Bowl to beat the Kansas City Chiefs? This is all your fault. You can't blame Steve Wilkes. You can't fire him. I mean, you did, but you shouldn't have. That's your fault. So that whole situation is just messed up. The 49ers as a whole are, as of this moment in time, they're my least favorite team in the league because I just don't like the way they move. You know what I'm saying? They draft incredibly well, but I mean it's just a sad situation all around, bro. Sad.
Yeah, I 100% agree, man. I ain't got nothing else to put in on that. I pretty much agree 100%. Let's move on to the other topic because shout out to Ace. He brought it up. He said, "What's up, fellas? Did you speak about the Brian Burns situation yet?" So let's talk about the Brian Burns situation. So allegedly, there was a report that came out today from, I believe, The Athletic, and they were pretty much stating that Brian Burns and the Panthers are not going to meet a deal, and I think they're going to probably do a franchise tag situation. And apparently, he wants $30 million a year. I'll give my synopsis on that quickly. I said it earlier. This is no disrespect towards Brian Burns. I think he's a good player. I think kind of same situation as Brock Purdy. I think he gets bashed a little bit too much by Panther fans, and I think he gets praised a little bit too much by the other Panthers fans. It's somewhere in the middle. He's a good player. I think he's good, not elite, and he wants elite money. I can't have a guy that, again, comes out and says, well, I didn't want to play that hard because I didn't want to get hurt, and publicly comes out and says that, and then wants $30 million when he only gave 7 sacks this year, 8 sacks. I can't do that. No disrespect. In the latter part of the season, he was like a ghost. I didn't even really see him on the field making plays. And again, that ain't, it might just be because he knew the team was terrible. All that, we get it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ridicule him too hard on that. But I think it's safe to say the Panthers screwed up by trading DJ Moore and not Brian Burns. They should have did that instead of the DJ Moore trade. They probably should have kept DJ and got rid of Burns last year in that trade to get up and get Bryce. Again, I still think Burns is a good player, but I'm not paying him $30 million. 26, I can work with that. You know what I'm saying? 25, I can work with that. Shoot, I might would even do 26.5. But anything more than that, I'm not willing to pay him. Like, it's just I want to kind of read off the list of some of the guys that are getting, 20. I'm gonna say 23 plus million. So Max Crosby is getting 23.5 a year. Is Brian Burns better than Max Crosby?
No.
No. Okay. Khalil Mack, he's getting 23.5. I would put him at Burns. I put Burns probably a little bit above him or around that same area.
See, Khalil Mack kind of one of them weird players because sometimes he be having elite seasons and then sometimes he be
Rashawn Gary's getting 24 million a year. I probably would put Burns over him a little bit personally. Montez Sweat is getting 24.5. Again, I probably would put Burns over him personally.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, we're not putting him out. Myles Garrett's only getting $25 million a year right now. I'm not putting him above Myles Garrett.
He need to do something. He need to call the Browns today.
Yeah,
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's
right.
crazy.
Yeah.
$27 million for Joey Bosa. They bout him and Burns about in that same ballpark.
Yeah.
And then what Brian Burns is asking for is 30. TJ Watt only making $28 million a year. So I'm not giving him over TJ Watt money. That's why I said for me, 26.5 is where my cutoff is. If he don't take that, ship him on.
Yeah.
Because it's too many needs that the Panthers have to be paying him $30 million a year. I mean, that's just the facts. It's not really his fault. It's really more of an indictment on how terrible the Panthers organization and Scott Fitterer was.
Who's the highest paid?
And then I was about to say Nick Bosa is the highest with $34 million a year. He definitely ain't getting that.
34.
He definitely ain't getting 34. So
okay, so Bosa at 34. You said Watt is at 28.
Yeah,
that's a gap. That's the gap between them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Nick Bosa rep going crazy, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But okay, so I would probably pay Burns. He definitely ain't getting no 34. He can go ahead and stop that now. You can't have one double-digit sack season and think you're getting 30 mil. That's just not happening.
Has he ever had? No, he did have that one year with Hassan Reddick. He got the double digits, didn't he, on sacks?
No. Last year was his first year hitting double.
So he ain't never had double before last year.
The year with Reddick, he had 9.
No,
he had 9 a year with Reddick, and then I think he had 12.5 last year. I'm gonna look it up just to be sure. But
last year, as in 2023, 2024 season, or 2022, 2023.
2022, 2023.
Okay.
So this is. So let me make sure I got my.
Well,
numbers
out of all his years in
right.
the league, he only had 1 year.
One double digit. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not paying.
That's why I said so. 2019, his first year, he had 7.5, and then 2020 he had 9. 2021 he had 9, and then 2022 he had 12.5, and then last year he had 8.
Yeah, no.
So, I mean, listen. And the year that Reddick was there, he only had 9, and like Reddick had double digits. Remember, but Burns was the one who made it. Yeah, but Burns was the one who made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Over Reddick. But regardless, I wouldn't pay him no 30 million. That's just me.
No, I'm with you.
That's just me. But at the same time, can you read that list again for me? From top to bottom, do you mind?
Yep, I got you. So where you want me to start? Where I started at already? At
the top.
Okay. So at the top, we got Nick Bosa. He's making $34 million a year. We got TJ Watt, he's making $28 million a year.
Yeah.
We have Joey Bosa. He's making $27 million a year. We have Myles Garrett at $25 a year, Montez Sweat at $24.5, and also as well Rashawn Gary at $24.5, Khalil Mack at $23.5 a year, Max Crosby at $23.5 a year, and then Bradley Chubb is actually at $22 million a year. And it's a bunch more on here, but them kind of like the top guys.
So, and what you say, Joey Bosa was at 20 what?
Joey Bosa was at $27 million a year.
I ain't gonna lie, the Chargers low key overpaid, but
I agree.
If I'm Burns, that's probably what I'm looking at. I'm probably going to the Panthers and say, hey, look, my production was better than Joey Bosa, and he got 27. Because Joey Bosa only had 6 sacks last season.
Yeah.
Now he had Khalil Mack on the other side of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to the Panthers and saying, hey, I need at least 27.
Yeah.
So I probably give him that 27. I'm not going above that though.
I told you my cutoff is 26.5, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't going no higher. 27, I might with. I mean, it's only 500,000. So, but 26.5 is about the most I would go for Burns.
Yeah.
He won't any more than that. Deuces.
And I think the tag. What is the tag? Is it 24 million? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know if somebody in the chat can let us know. Somebody in the chat will let us know. Let's read some of these comments too, because we've been doing this in our shows lately, so we can read some of the comments. A said 25 M's for Burns. I like that. Deontay said, I say give Burns 20 to 23 million. All right, now that's pretty low. I ain't gonna lie. And make the contract have more guaranteed money. Win-win. Oh, okay, I do kind of understand that. I don't think that would happen, but I get where you're coming from for it. My guy one chance said if they franchise tag him, are they able to do a sign and trade? Yes, they are. If they franchise tag him, they definitely are able to do a sign and trade. Somebody said, I agree. I'm not paying. Denzel said, I agree. I'm not paying him $30 million a year. One team will, and if they do, send some picks. Yeah, I agree. I'm not really with the paying him, that type of money.
No
and then Deontay, actually shout out to Deontay. He said to tag him is gonna be 22 M's a year.
So I got 20 mil for the tag, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that tag stuff works. I don't know how much they cut the check for, but Deontay said 22 M's a year. But he's not really a DN though. He's an edge rusher. Outside linebacker.
They're gonna put him. Yeah, it's probably gonna be outside linebacker.
Yeah, so it might be even more than 22. I don't know, but that's what Deontay put in the chat. But I think anywhere. Yeah, he said 22. He said 22. You right. He said 22. So 22 M's is what they got. So again, I'm cool with paying him 26 M's a year. I think that's a good spot for Brian Burns. If you want to take that and come back, I'm cool. Even like you say, even 27, I wouldn't be against. 30, no, I'm not doing. No, that's just me. Because the Panthers just have too many holes to be trying to pay somebody 30 M's. We don't got no wide receiver worth of crap. We ain't got no O lineman like that. We need another edge rusher opposite of him. Our corners are unreliable, getting hurt every 5 days. Like, it's too many holes that we have to really fix to be able to do that. But that was just
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I would probably try to sign and trade.
Yeah,
and try to get a first if you can. Scott Fitterer, bro, you dumb. You one big dummy, bro. You had a team like the Rams that said they was gonna give you 2 first-round picks. 2. And you said no because you thought you was gonna be able to trade him. Sign him. You dummy. You just dumb. Dumb.
And the bad thing is, at that time, that was around the time where they had moved on from McCaffrey, moved on from Moore. You might as well should have just moved on from everybody right then and there. And
just, bro, think about how smart. Think about it, bro. Yeah. You could have had 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, I think they said a second too. I think it was 2 first rounds and a second. And Scott Fitterer
and think about what you could have done with that. Because this was after the Bryce trade, right?
No,
so this would have been a first last year and this year.
Oh
right?
Yeah, it would have been a first. Yeah, it would have been a first last year and this year. Yeah.
So you could have had. Wait, is that right? Or would it have been this year and next year?
No, it would have been last year.
Year and this year.
No, it would have been no. You're right. It would have been this year and next year because they didn't have a first round pick last year. You remember they didn't have a first.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They haven't had one.
Had a first round pick this year, first round pick next year, and a second round pick probably this year. And the Panthers said no, thank you.
Nah, bro. Scott Fitterer, you should never work in the NFL ever again. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm not here to try to keep people down or whatever. But that was a fireable.
He should have been fired after that whole saga right there. Yeah, honestly. He should have been gone.
That's terrible. I hope other teams see this and stay away from you. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve an NFL GM job. You might be able to work on as a scout, but not no general manager. Stay away from the money, please.
Yeah.
please.
Yeah,
you can help somebody trade on draft day, but nah, you stay away from the money.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Let's go ahead and kind of start transitioning to the NBA All-Star Weekend. I'll just jump into it. NBA All-Star Weekend absolutely sucked. It was terrible. At this point, just get rid of the whole thing, bro. At this point, if these guys ain't gonna take this thing seriously, the only thing that was worth anything this weekend in the NBA All-Star Weekend was the whole Sabrina versus Steph thing. I thought that was pretty cool. 3-point contest is always pretty okay, pretty good. Besides that, get rid of everything else. It was 400 plus points scored in the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. It was pretty much a glorified shoot around. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's no point of really keeping it at this point. These guys don't care. These players don't care. Why should the fans care at this point? Just let it go. that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I think the NBA, as far as All-Star games, it used to be one of the best, and now it's one of the worst. Like the whole weekend sucked. I mean, 397 points scored. Like that's terrible, bro. Like it's just we used to be a country where guys would play hard, like for real, at least in the fourth quarter, bro. It was just terrible, man. The whole weekend just sucked. I really don't have much more to say about it, honestly. Y'all gotta excuse me because I'm a little sick, and when I'm sick, I'm kind of blunt. I think the NBA is doing a terrible job with this whole All-Star game, and it's been like this for years now. And I think this time it's really bowed its head at this point. And yeah, I mean, I really don't have nothing else for it. I didn't even watch the game after like the first 10 minutes. I was like, man, no, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this crap, man. This is a bunch of crap. And I turned it off. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of why I'm at with it. The All-Star game absolutely sucks, and they're gonna have to do something about it. Cam, what's your thoughts?
So I'll be frank. I mean, I kind of lean towards what Anthony Edwards said. I kind of like what he said. He said like they not out there to compete. It's really just a break for them. And also this is another thing that I had to think about too, which I didn't realize until recently. But they don't get paid for the All-Star game either.
No,
which again, I mean,
I think the winning team gets like 100,000. I think. But I mean, to rich people, that's $10.
I just think that the way that the league is moving, these athletes are starting to care more and more about their personal, their self, what I'm saying, their bodies, what I'm saying, which I'm all for. I just think that if you want them to play harder, number one, you can pay them for it. Number two, you got to add some kind of incentive outside of the money for them to actually want to win the game. If you want the competition, to me, like when it was on, it was just kind of just it was just on, it wasn't nothing serious, it was just kind of just a fun thing to watch. You know what I'm saying? For me, I didn't watch the Rising Stars game. I didn't watch it, so I'm not going to comment on it. I never really cared about that one, to be honest with you. I didn't watch the celebrity game this time because I had no clue who any of those people were, except for maybe five. The 3-point contest, it was all right. Dame won, right? Didn't he win again? Yeah, so he was back to back. That was cool. The 3-point contest that's going to be something that's going to turn into more of the thing of the night. You know what I'm saying? But the dunk contest, this is what I want to talk about. The dunk contest is an embarrassment.
Terrible.
See, you talked about the All-Star game. See, I don't care about the All-Star game. That's whatever. Because it's been like that for a while. The dunk contest didn't used to be this bad though.
Yeah, it's terrible.
This was embarrassing, bro.
I was really saying the whole weekend sucked personally. All of it personally was bad.
I'm like the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, that's all cool. I mean, it for the most part to me, it was just another All-Star weekend. It's nothing that's gonna get you excited like it used to, but it most of it was still working, you know what I'm saying? But the dunk contest did not work this time, and this was tragic. I mean, this was god awful. I want to give a shout out to Mac McClung because he did do his thing. He had the best dunks. He was the rightful champion again because he actually seems to care about it. But I thought Jacob Toppin did a really good job too. He should have been in the finals. Mm-hmm. Now the next guy I want to talk about, Jaylen Brown. Brown. Don't you dare. Look. I'm going to start by saying this. I'm going to commend you for actually joining the competition because you are an all-star. Your body was on the line. I commend you for that. But if you're going to go out there and do this, you might as well not even go out there, bro. Like, come on, man. That was probably the worst performance I've ever seen in a dunk contest.
Yeah, it was bad.
And he made it to the finals. That's the worst part about it. And I don't even remember who the other guy was that did it. Who was it? It was
McClung. It sucked to me personally.
It was McClung, Toppin, Brown. I don't even remember who the other dude was.
I don't either.
I'm tripping. Who was it? It don't matter though.
Somebody in the comments will say it, yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, it was Jaquez, your boy from UCLA.
Oh yeah, Jamie Jaquez. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
And even he didn't really do that well either, to be honest
He's
with you.
not
But
really a dunker though, which is why I didn't even really understand why he was in it.
yeah, he
Like
could
that's
get up there,
not his.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like
that's not
that.
his main like thing. No, I don't know.
But
Like I said, I thought the whole thing sucked. But go ahead though.
yeah, that dunk contest was just embarrassing. I mean, Jaylen Brown's dunks were tragic. That dunk
Terrible.
over Kotson, that
Was
was the worst dunk I've
pathetic.
ever seen.
Pathetic.
That was the worst dunk I've ever seen in the competition. Like I've seen people try some things and fail that look better than that. Like
Yeah.
that was a terrible dunk. And I think he failed the first attempt. I'm just like, bro, come on, man. That was a terrible dunk. And then he gonna add a dab at the end. Like we
Like it's
living in
2015.
2015, bro. Oh boy, that dunk contest was tragic.
Yeah.
But outside of that event, like I said, the All-Star game, it is what it is. They went back to the kind of like the old format. So I kind of knew it wasn't gonna be the fourth quarter, like you said, the fourth quarter try like it was in the years past. But the winners get money to charity. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
They get like 200 or 250 to charity or something like that. But anyway, it's just yeah, like you said, the weekend it's just not the same, bro. And I don't think it's ever gonna be the same.
No, it's not.
I think they should what I think they should do, they should switch things up. So instead of doing like let's say next year instead of doing a dunk contest, they do a knockout competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they do horse. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
games that we be playing on the blacktop, they do something like
Mhm.
that. Maybe they do like a instead of doing like a whole all-star game, they do like a 3-on-3 tournament or something like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Something cool like that would be fun. But or they play like a big game of 21, you know. But ultimately, it is what it is, bro. I mean, it's just a break for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They concerned about winning the championship. So
Yeah, I wanted to read off some of these comments from some people, man. So AB brought up a good point. He said maybe do it like the MLB All-Star game. The conference that wins gets home court advantage in the NBA finals. That would I think that would get people up. The skill challenge, he also said the skill challenges didn't even need to be changed. One chance, which I honestly agree, and I think Kobe talked about this before he passed. Kobe's presence was missed. I think he talked about how terrible like the All-Star game had gotten. So that's a good point. Anthony Beck, AB, he brought up the judges in the dunk contest were freaking awful. I
yeah,
agree. They were terrible.
They were.
You know, I thought it was terrible. Deontay went on and said, I said one, add a contest like a free throw, kind of like what you were just saying. Contest, dunk contest is subjective. So there's a precedent for subjective events. To have a too short All-Star game, a regular one, and one with all 30 teams get it representative. Yeah, I agree. I think all those are good points. But yeah, you know, that's just kind of where I stand on it. I thought the whole weekend was terrible. And again, man, it's at the point now. I think they just need to get rid of the dunk contest completely. Just get rid of it. It's a waste of time at this point. And it's not but so many dunks you can really do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that just needs to go, man, at this point. So
a lot of people were saying that they think that part of it is that there's really all the dunks have been done. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But some people said I seen somebody say that what they should do is like throughout the year they hold dunk contest competitions across the country and it just bring those guys to do the dunk contest or something.
Yeah, I think they just need to let it go at this point.
I still like it. I still want to see it, but I'm not mad. If they skip a year or two, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I think it's just over at this point.
Yeah.
But that was kind of our synopsis on the NBA All-Star Weekend. We're gonna go ahead and move forward to some college football talk, man, because we got a lot going on in college football right now. Now I actually kind of need you to break it down to me. So today, the college football, playoff committee has said they are going to a new format, to a 5-7 format. Cam, because you did a good job explaining it to me earlier, because I really didn't understand it. Because you kind of break down what the format is for the new college football playoffs, since we know the 12 teams will be implemented in this year.
Yeah. So how it was supposed to be before things kind
Before
of got
this. Yep.
realigned. So it was a 6+6.
Okay.
So it was still 12 team playoffs, but basically what it was going to be was um your Power 5 champions would be um your five, 5 seeds, and then your best group of 5 champion would be your next seed, or that's kind of how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's how it was supposed to be, but the exact wording is that there's no automatic bids for conferences. You see what I'm saying? So pretty much they was going to take the 6 top seeded champions, conference champions, and that was going to be your top 6.
Yep.
So, and we assumed that was Power 5 plus one group of 5,
Yeah.
which is kind of what, what I'm saying, which is kind of how it's going to be anyway.
Yeah.
But now, since the Pac-12 is essentially defunct,
Yeah.
the committee came out and said, instead of doing a 6+6, we're going to do a 5+7. So essentially now your Power 4, which is Big 10, Big 12, SEC, and ACC, is going to be 4, and then your top group of 5 team is going to be 5.
Yep.
And then 7. The next 7 is going to be the next 7 highest ranked teams. Is essentially what they said. Now, that's just a simple way of breaking it down. But the truth is that, let's say your top, I'm just gonna give top 12. So let's say you got Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Florida State, Tulane, Oklahoma State, Liberty,
Penn State, they'll be in there.
Penn State, and then Ole Miss. Okay, that's 12. Now, I got, how many conferences did I get in there? I got at least 6, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so your top 5 would be, so I said Georgia was first.
Yeah.
So Georgia would go in as the 1 seed because they're the SEC champ.
Yeah.
Now notice I said Alabama was the 2nd seed, or
Yeah.
the 2nd ranked team. But since they're not a conference champ, they would fall
It will fall
to
down.
number 6.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
they would fall to number 6. You see what I'm saying? Texas, since they wouldn't be the conference champ, they would fall to number 7.
I got you. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? At 4, I think I had Ohio State. They would be the 2nd seed because
Right.
they're a conference champ.
Right.
5, Michigan. They would go to 8. 6, I think I said Clemson, so we would be 3. 7 Florida, 7 Florida State, so they would go to 9. You see what I'm saying? And so
Yeah,
forth.
I see how you get.
Yeah. So, and I believe that's how it's gonna be. And then Tulane, Cincinnati, let's say they're in 2 different conferences. If they were ranked higher than the other conference champs, so Oklahoma State, like I said,
Yeah.
if they were ranked higher than Oklahoma State, they would go in as 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I guess Oklahoma would miss the I guess technically they would miss the playoff in that scenario.
Right.
They wouldn't even be, well, no, they would probably they would make it in as one of them lower seeds probably.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As like a 10 or 11. Yeah. And then that would push everybody else out pretty much.
Out. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little tricky. It's easier. It'll be easier when somebody makes a video or a bracket to where y'all can see it. But essentially, your highest ranked conference champs will make it. And then your next highest ranked teams will make it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now another thing too to notice is that the reason why I explained it that way is because the College Football Playoff Committee said that there are no automatic bids. Okay. So what that means is if the SEC, if their top ranked conference champ is ranked, like let's just say, well, let me not even say SEC. Let's say it's the Big 12. All right, because I don't want nobody mad at me. Let's say it's the Big 12, and they top ranked conference champ is ranked number 24. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If there are, what did I say, 5? If there are 5 other conference champs ranked ahead of them, they wouldn't even make it, I don't think.
Yeah.
if there are 5 other conference champs ranked ahead of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say SEC, that's SEC, ACC, Big 12, or excuse me, Big 10, and then let's say the other 2 would be the AAC, and then let's just say Conference USA or something, right? If those 5 teams are ranked higher than that Big 12 team, and that Big 12 team is out if they rank low, if they rank too low. If I got that correctly.
Let me ask you a question real quickly. Do you think we're gonna see like people sitting out of games now with this new 12-team playoff in college football? So, for example, let me just use Ohio State for example. Ohio State's 11-0 at this point, going in to play Michigan on the week, which most players we know would want to play in that game. But I'm just using this as an example. You know they're in regardless. They're getting in. If they only have 2 losses, they're going to be in the playoffs every year, pretty much essentially. Do you think this would cause a lot of people to sit out? Or like, even for example, let's say Ohio State's 12-0, they just beat Michigan and they playing in the conference championship against Iowa. You know, would they sit out? Would they just rest their starters in the championship game and say, well, we know we in, let's just chill out?
No. And the reason for that is because your top 4 teams get a bye week.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at.
I forgot to say that too.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, so if there's somebody getting a bye week, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to get to those top 4 seeds.
Yeah, so you want to be in the top. So even if you win your conference, you need to be one of the top 4 highest ranked conference teams. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I said that's another reason why they said no automatic bids, because again, let's say Tulane is the 8th ranked team in the country.
Right.
Okay. But they're the 4th highest ranked conference champion. And let's say Florida State wins the ACC next year and they're ranked number 9.
Yeah.
Tulane would be the 4th seed. Florida State would be the 5th seed. Florida State wouldn't get a bye week. They would not get a bye week.
It's still gonna be some controversy there a little bit with this playoff thing, man.
It's gonna be controversy, but I think I kind of like this, and the reason why is because
you're still rewarding the best 14.
You still rewarding. In a way, yes. In a way, yes. You're rewarding the best teams, but
the top 4 deserving teams are getting rewarded. Technically.
Yeah. Technically, I mean, the reason why I like this kind of format is because now winning your conference absolutely does matter.
Yeah, it matters.
And on top of that, instead of it being feelings involved, now you got 12 teams who were in the mix.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not
nobody's gonna cry about team 13 and 14 not getting in.
Exactly.
Like nobody's gonna cry about that. Even if it was Clemson, I'm not. If we can't be in the top 12, that's just what it is. Like
exactly.
Nobody's gonna cry about team 14 not getting in the playoffs.
Right. So and that's the thing about it. So people, there shouldn't be no more, like what happened with Florida State last year.
Yeah.
And they kind of sat all their starters out and all that. That's not gonna happen again, because now you get a bye week. The first 4 seeds get a bye week, and then 5 plays 12, 6, 11, and so forth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to point out that's interesting is that Notre Dame will essentially never be a top 5 seed.
Yeah, because they're not in the conference.
Because they're not in the conference.
So they almost forced Notre Dame's hand at this point that they're going to have to join a conference.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
Because they said there's no automatic bids, but in the same breath, your conference.
Well, Notre Dame could be 13-0, and they're going to be at 5.
And at best, at best they'll be at 6.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because the group of 5, so they'll be at 6.
Group of 5 team would be at 5.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And now that's how I interpret it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they said that the conference champs.
I think you're right.
Yeah, the conference champs would be the top 5. So even if I got this correct, so even if Tulane is ranked 24th, but they're the 5th highest conference champ, they'll be the 5.
They in there. They at 5.
Yeah, I'm
but this shouldn't leave nobody out at this point.
Pretty much. So, and like I said, it's rare that you're gonna get, like 2 group of 5 teams in there, but it's possible now. You know what I'm saying? Versus in the past, it wasn't possible. Now it's possible.
Yeah.
Because Liberty, I don't think Liberty and Tulane play in the same conference. Maybe they do, but it's possible like they could both make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's interesting, man. I'm gonna ask you a quick question, then we're gonna move on to what I'm the most excited to talk about tonight.
Right.
what's your expectations for Clemson now with this 12-team playoffs? Because for me personally, I feel like we should be in there every year, bro. To be honest, like I feel like anything not being in the playoffs would be a disappointment, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think
even if you don't win the ACC, like as long as you in it.
I think Clemson, we should be a top 12 team because recruiting wise, we still fantastic.
Yeah.
Coaching, it seems like we still solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we just got to put it all together. You know what I'm saying? We got to get this. I'm gonna stay on him, but we got to get this quarterback position right. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the wide receiver room right. You know what I mean? So Clemson should make the 12-team playoff every single year. They should. Now, the tricky part about it though is with the conferences being the way they are, it's going to be a little bit tougher. And the reason why I say that is because once again, Georgia, Alabama, and Texas all play in the same conference right now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of slides some other teams down some, because in my opinion, those are probably, I don't know if you agree or not, but those are probably the 3 best teams maybe returning, in Ohio State maybe. Yeah. Probably Ohio State. Mm-hmm. So that's 4 teams right there. You know what I'm saying? 3 of them play in the same conference. 2 of them will have to be, some in that seeding between 6 and 7 or 6 and 12, right? You know what I'm saying? And you got Oregon that went to the Big Ten as well. Michigan in the Big Ten. Penn State in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? Ole Miss in the SEC. So that's all these teams that are in the mix still. You know what I mean? And they can't compete for a conference championship because the big superpowers are at the top still. So in my humble opinion, Clemson's best chance to make it would have to be to win the ACC, because the way the ACC is set up, unless they're just dominant and they just fumble in the conference championship game, or they've been a really good team and a lot of the other teams in the country just haven't been as good, it's going to be hard for 2 ACC teams to get in there because of how stacked the SEC and the Big Ten are. So we should be able to make it every year, but it's gonna be tough without winning the conference championship. In my opinion.
I agree. I think winning the ACC championship is gonna be important for them to even have a thought of getting in, because again, I just think that's gonna be probably one of the few ways to get in, because I say it all the time, at least 5 SEC teams getting in there minimum.
At least
minimum. I mean minimum every year. Maybe at least 6, to be honest. Yeah. So I would go ahead and just expect for that to happen. And then you got to think about it, probably 4 of them Big Ten teams going to be in there too. With Oregon and Washington and all that, and Ohio State, Michigan. So you definitely got to win your conference. But it is good now that you can win your conference and get in. Last year, for example, we would have been in. When we beat North Carolina last year, we would have been in the playoffs. So it is going to be nice to kind of see that take place. But what I'm here to talk about. And what I'm the most excited to talk about. We're going to end the show off the last 10, 15 minutes talking about this. EA College Football dropped the trailer last Thursday, a teaser trailer in the Rose Bowl. And it was beautiful. It was tremendous. It was great. And it was really a shocker. Shout out to Matt Brown, because Matt Brown was saying, like, we're going to get something on Thursday of last week. He was like, we're going to get something on the 15th. I don't know if it's going to be like a trailer or anything, but he was saying, like, schools was going to be tweeting out like they in the game, which they did do that on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Even some are still doing it today on Monday. But all of a sudden, EA said, forget all that. We put out a whole teaser trailer. So the game is officially coming. The full reveal is in May. I'm excited. The game is coming this summer. I would guess July. Matt Brown has said several times the game's coming out in July. But I'm excited. Cam, how do you feel about the reveal and the teaser? And cause sports games normally don't put out teasers this early. Like normally,
not like this.
I think that's how much hype this game is getting. How do you feel about the teaser? How do you feel about everything? And what's some of the things you hope to see in the game?
Yeah, so like me and you had said before when we talked about it, they understand the magnitude
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
what's going on. Um, I was just looking to see if Clemson tweeted something out, but they haven't. But we know they're gonna be in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they excuse me, they understand the magnitude of this. It's been 10 years. That was something that they focused on in the trailer. I think they
Yeah.
said 11 years because
11
it's
years,
really,
really. Yeah.
yeah, 11 years. So that's something that they focused on in the trailer. Like, we're back. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, like, and then like you said, to having in the Rose Bowl, they understand that this is huge.
Yeah.
So that was a fantastic trailer. That was a great birthday present. Thank you, EA.
Yeah.
They dropped. It was a couple other trailers from me that dropped on that day too, so I thought that was cool. But ultimately, man, I keep it short and sweet. Um, they did a great job. We saw a couple glimpses of like what they're building, like with the graphics and stuff like that. So
Yep.
that's really cool. It does not look like Madden, which is really cool to me. It looks honestly, it looks more technically, technically impressive than a Madden does. It looks very, it almost looks just from the little drawings that they show, it almost looks somewhat cartoonish in a
Yeah.
way. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of get
Like
what
it,
you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? It was
Yep.
cartoonish ain't the right word for it, but they definitely took
Very
a
animated. I get what you're saying, though.
yeah. It's a specific art style that they use that's not like Madden that it looked like to me, which is cool to me. I like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, um, I'm excited. I can't wait to see more. And they said full reveal in May, right?
In May. Yep.
Yeah.
Full reveal in
So
May.
so what you think, bro? I know you want to
Man.
talk about it.
Yeah, you know I'm geek, man. When it came out on Thursday, boy, I was smiling from ear to ear, man. I was turned up because y'all gotta realize this is my favorite game of all time out of any game ever dropped in life. NCAA was my thing. That was my game. It's just what it was. So, it was just good. I mean, we had been hearing like, yeah, it's coming, but it just felt good to EA to finally acknowledge us and say, the game is coming, it's here. Y'all don't have to worry no more about if the game is coming or not. It's coming. So yeah, I was super excited to see that, man. I was super hyped, super happy about the game coming out again. I know a lot of people are asking, is it gonna be a Madden reskin? Is it gonna be completely like Madden, just with college teams? The reason I say no, y'all, is because they would have dropped it last year and made the money last year already if it was a Madden reskin. If it's a Madden reskin, they waited a year to put this out, it would literally make 0 cents. Because they could have made this money last year. But to me, I feel like they really built this game from the ground up. And I'm not saying the game's gonna be good or not. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But again, man, I'm just super ecstatic that my favorite game of all time is back. You gotta think about it. EA and college, the EA college football game, or NCAA, we used to call it. NCAA college football game was built off people from about late 20s to early 40s. We was kind of the backbone of this game, pretty much. Like the core of millennial men. I talked to 48-year-old men talking about, man, I'm getting me a console next week. They get
Yeah,
ready
that's how
for,
my dad the same way.
48-year-old men.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, like 38, he probably ready to boot up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just we kind of built the foundation of that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's exciting. I'm super excited. And one thing I don't know, you kind of brought it up a little bit too. This game is going to be very detailed, like very detailed. Like, I don't know if you've seen them jerseys that they put like in this little snippets. I mean, them details was crazy. Like on the Georgia helmet, I don't know if you can see it or not. You can like see the warning sign on there. And you can almost read the word. Like, it's going to be super detailed. So as far as like graphics and detail, I have no doubt about it. But I'm excited, man. I can't wait for the game to come out. I'm just waiting on May now, man. May need to come on so they can drop this reveal trailer, and then we get the game in July, man. So I'm excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be lit. I can't wait to tell folks, hey, if you hit that portal, we scheduling you and we playing. We coming right at you. You know what I'm saying? You hit that portal, I'm on you.
I'm on you.
I'm on you. You feel me? When you hit that portal, I'm gonna recruit you. You know what I'm saying? If you hit the portal from another team, so I can't wait. And I can't even wait to, like, once I get used to the game a little bit, like play with friends and stuff, do a dynasty with like some of our listeners maybe might want to do a dynasty. We might do a dynasty
Yeah.
or whatever case and recruit against each other and stuff like that.
No, ain't gonna be no we.
Yeah,
Y'all can do it. I'm not
yeah,
getting blued out
yeah.
like y'all.
You
I'm
get
not
blued
getting
out.
blued. I'm not getting
Hopefully,
blued
but
out like y'all
yeah,
did me and Madden, bro.
yeah, yeah. But it's gonna be live though,
Nah.
man. I'm excited, man. I can't wait for the game to drop. Like I said, I think it brought out a lot of older men like that. Like I said, late 20s, early
Yeah.
40s, like brought them back to their childhood, pretty much. Like, oh
Yeah, for
yeah,
real.
we back. So another thing too about the game is I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like it might even be some FCS schools involved in the game because they was tweeting out stuff like, "Oh, we in the game, yada yada yada." I think Gardner Webb said something and deleted it and put it back up, and it was a whole fiasco going on between them and I think a couple other schools, Portland State, which is another
Yeah.
FCS school. They were saying we in the game and all that. So I think it's just an exciting time, especially for sports gamers like myself. It's exciting, man. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be really exciting. And I can't wait to use that transfer portal and slip them boys that bag so they can come to my squad. That's the
Yeah.
main thing, man. I can't wait. You
Who
know.
let me ask you this then. So what do you think Clemson's rating is gonna be? Because
Oh,
they do offense, defense, and
yeah.
overall.
Yeah. So we was actually talking about this, and this might be more like we could probably talk more about this when the game get a little closer, maybe in May, because that's kind of like a dead period. But we was talking about like ratings for each player, you know what I'm saying, on each
Yeah.
team. And for me, I think Clemson, as far as like offense, I'm gonna say like 82, 83 area. I just Clemson don't really have any dynamic players on offense like that to really. I like Tyler Brown, he's pretty good. I like Antonio Williams too. I think Phil Maffa is really good as well. So I like him. But besides that, it's just not. We got to see what the two freshman wide receivers do, like T.J. Moore and Brian Wesco. See kind of what they got, but it's just not a lot of dynamic playmakers, and I still don't really trust Cade, honestly, to be real with you. So I would put them at a 92, but that Clemson defense should be pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say probably like closer to 90. To be honest, I think
Or higher.
are higher. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably put them like between 90 and 92, 93, because I think what they got on that defensive line is crazy. I think the linebacker core with Barrett Carter back is insane. That secondary is so young, but also so good.
Yeah, they good.
I think Clemson's defense could be like a 90 overall, to be honest. But yeah, I'm excited. Man. I can't wait to rebuild teams and take teams that might be trash and rebuild them up. It's gonna be a good time, man. I can't wait. I already told folks when the game dropped, give me like 3 to 5 days just by myself.
Yeah.
Playing the game. Don't ask me to get no leads. Don't ask me to play against you. The first 3 to 5 days, I'm locked in on the portal. I'm locked in on my dynasty, man. So it's gonna be exciting though. But I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Man, somebody said I seen this the other day or a couple weeks ago on Twitter. They said that they was giving Clemson like player ratings where they
Yeah.
thought, some guys was gonna be. Man, they had. Let me know what you think about this. They had Klubnik at like an 85 or something like that.
No,
I
nah.
was like, I don't know about that one. You got it, because 85 means you at least halfway decent or good.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
would
gonna have
if
to.
I had to give. So I'm gonna ask you and then I'll answer it myself. If I had to give Cade Klubnik a rating on EA college football, I give him like an 80, 81, 82. Somewhere in that ballpark. Because I'm gonna tell you why I would give him that. Because they normally grade the person off the grade they're kind of like the class they're in. So for example, with Cade being a junior, they're gonna boost him up a little bit more than what he probably really is. That's how the
Okay, that
game's
makes sense.
always kind of
That makes
been
sense. Yeah,
because
you're right. You're
they
right.
kind of counter in experience, which is
Experience.
realistic.
Yeah,
So
you're
I
right.
understand that. So I think an 82 overall is kind of where I would think. But I was gonna ask you, who do you think would be the top 3 players graded on the Clemson team? Like, who do you think would be the 3 highest and maybe they rating?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So probably. So I want to say probably Phil Maffa. I think they'll probably make him. I think he might be the highest rated. To be honest with you, I can see that. I could see. I can see Peter Woods, to be honest with you, as a
Yeah,
sophomore already.
he's gonna be pretty highly rated as a sophomore.
Well, you know what? No, I take that back. Barrett Carter probably gonna be the highest
Yeah,
rated player.
Barrett Carter is that's who I
Yeah,
had as my number
he
one.
probably gonna be the highest rated. So
He's gonna
Barrett
be
Carter,
he's gonna be
he's
90
gonna be in the
plus.
90s.
He's gonna be 90 plus. I would think.
I think it's gonna be Barrett Carter. I think it's gonna be Phil Maffa. I could see it being Antonio Williams. I could see that third guy.
Yeah, I mean he's going into his junior year. He's been hurt a lot though. That's the only reason I don't think he'll be that high. My top 3 is Barrett Carter. I think Barrett Carter's gonna be in the 90 club for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and say Phil Maffa too. Phil Maffa's gonna be like high 80s because he's a junior and he's had a lot of production. So I would say like 88, 89 on him.
Yeah.
And then call me crazy, man. I might F around and say TJ Parker.
Yeah.
Low key, because he is a stud. I know he's only a sophomore. I can see TJ Parker. I can see TJ Parker having like an 86, 87 off rip. I mean, he's like that. So that's why I was saying. Then one more question for you. Who you think will be the highest rated player in the game? Because I think it's gonna be Travis Hunter. Personally, I think he's gonna be like a 98, 99, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be either Travis Hunter. I still think the running back from Oklahoma State probably gonna be a real high 90.
Yeah, he's gonna be high 90. Ollie Gordon, for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
And people was like shunning him, like, "Oh no, he shouldn't be high 90s." I'm like, dude, do you not see his stats he put up?
Yeah,
like he's incredible. He definitely should be.
It's crazy.
I don't think I would put Ollie Gordon anything lower than like 95 personally.
Yeah, he probably gonna be a 97.
Yeah, he's incredible.
So I would probably say him, or I think you could get. I think there's a chance you could see a guy like I think Shedeur is gonna be very, very highly rated.
Yeah,
I think they probably gonna give Quinn Ewers a high rating.
Yeah.
I can see Carson Beck getting a real high rating.
Yeah, him too. Yeah.
I'm trying to think at wide receiver. Who my man coming back to Ohio State is Egbuka.
Egbuka, yeah,
Egbuka. Yeah, he's probably gonna be real
Luther
high.
Burton too from Missouri. He gonna be highly rated on that game
he's gonna
too.
Be real high. Yeah.
Caleb Downs might be another one that's gonna be up there. He's gonna be up there, even as a sophomore. He's gonna be high.
He's gonna be high.
Yeah,
I can see all those guys being high. Is Donovan Edwards going back to Michigan?
Yep.
He gonna be high.
Quinshawn Junkins, somebody said it in the chat from he's at Ole Miss with Ohio State. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty high too.
Oh, he at Ohio State now?
Yeah, he transferred to Ohio State.
I forgot about that.
It's gonna be him and Trayvon Henderson in the backfield, so that's gonna be crazy.
Woo! I can see that. Yeah,
that's gonna be a crazy backfield.
It's probably gonna be one of them players that we just named for sure. I think it's probably gonna be Travis Hunter. For sure. But yeah, and then as far as like I was gonna say I think Cade Klubnik probably gonna get an 81 like you said because he's a junior. I forgot they do that, but I probably would have gave him like a 76.
I ain't mad at it. His awareness definitely need to be turned down.
It's gonna be low.
Yeah, his awareness
it's gonna be low.
Higher than like 65. Honestly, that's about the highest that awareness should go. Hopefully he proves us wrong this year, but
I hope he for real because he gonna have to because if he want to get in that playoff.
Well, last one before we end it off tonight. What you think DJU rating gonna be on NCAA?
So they probably gonna give him. He probably gonna be at 84.
Yeah, I can see that 84, 85. Yeah.
He
last
probably
thing
gonna be
here, Malik said, "Do you think they're gonna do a two-way player in the game? You got to." Now,
Travis Hunter exists now. You got to.
Yeah, I think if EA misses on that, I would kind of be a little upset. You definitely. So go ahead.
No, my bad. Go ahead. You got it.
No, I was gonna say you definitely got to do it now because Travis Hunter is one of probably the best player in the game. I think it's gonna be, and then on top of that, for Road to Glory, I was just about to say there should be a situation where if you balling on both positions in high school, a certain school might say we only want you as a corner, or we only want you as a wide receiver, and some other school might say, hey, we want you as both. You know what I'm saying? That should play a role in your Road to Glory. But go ahead though.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think because let's say you just a dog.
Yeah.
Let's say you play wide receiver and corner. Georgia might want you as a wide receiver or a corner, but you know what I'm saying. But a smaller school, like a mid-level school, let's say maybe let's just say a team like Penn State, right? Or somebody like that, they want you as both. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to make a decision. So that would be cool. But I think that if EA is smart, they would do everything they can in their power to honestly ride the back of Travis Hunter.
Yep.
Like
He's literally like a video game player.
he's a video game player. Build
Yeah.
this game based on him. I mean, he lives the life of an NCAA or EA college football video game player.
Yeah.
Plays both sides of the field.
Yep.
Off the field, he doing a lot. He got a lot of endorsements. Very marketable.
Yep.
Very nice dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Very personable. You know what I'm saying? He do Twitch streaming. He do a lot of social media stuff.
Yeah.
That's the type of guy that you need to just follow and say, hey, we want you to come in. We want to study you, and we're gonna make our my player mode based on you, pretty much. We're gonna make our road to glory mode based on you. You can play both sides of the field. That would be dope if they did that. And if they do that, they need to first and foremost, they need to pay him a lot of money.
Yep.
And he need to be the cover athlete if they do that.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Which
I'm not against. I know a lot of people saying Nick Saban might be the cover, but I'm cool with Travis or Shedeur too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be one of them too. It's got to.
Somebody in the chat saying, "Who you think will be a cheat code in NCAA?" Travis Hunter. I mean, honestly, we were just talking about him, Travis Hunter. He's gonna be an absolute cheat code. I think the little fast boy out there at USC gonna be crazy too. Zachariah Branch, he gonna be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be a couple guys that's gonna be cheat codes, but Zachariah Branch and Travis Hunter, the two people I automatically think of. Them two players are gonna be absolute studs, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else could even be. I think Shedeur is gonna be pretty good because I think they're gonna make him a little bit faster than I think they're gonna make him fast. Man, who else? Shoot.
Them two running backs at Ohio State gonna be crazy too. Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins probably both gonna be high 90s, both in the back.
You know what? I can see Michigan quarterback Orji. I can see him. Them making him like really fast, bro.
He's fast. Yeah, so
they're gonna make him
being a freak.
I can see them doing something like that. Is he gonna be their starter this year?
I'm guessing so. I guess it would be between him and Jaden Davis, right? Jaden Davis. Yeah, Jaden Davis. Okay. I think that's his name. Yeah.
Okay. And then
he just came out of high school, so yeah, I think he's gonna be a beast though. As far as basketball.
Yeah. Did they say who's gonna start at Ohio State yet? Did we know?
It's probably gonna be that guy that transferred. I think what's his name, Walker Howard or something like that.
Oh, that's right. He transferred from Kansas State.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
He's gonna be there. So we'll see how things go. But man, again, bro, good episode, man. Loved it. Y'all, this is the last episode until probably late March. Actually, I know it'll be late March. I don't know when yet. We can come back. We'll probably come back the week of the 26th. Let's just go ahead and shoot for the 26th, which is 2 days before my birthday. Let's come back on March the 26th. Let's shoot for that. We're extremely happy, and we thank y'all for all the support in this first season. I mean, it seemed like the more we did it, the more y'all showed up in support. So we just want to thank y'all for that, man. So yeah, appreciate y'all getting through it tonight with me in this bad cold, man. But we're gonna be back in March, better than ever, man. So we appreciate y'all love and support. Cam, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, once again, like he said, thank you for everything that y'all be doing. Appreciate all the love and support, the comments. We love it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the feedback and stuff y'all be giving too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like the tweets and stuff that y'all be, that y'all be rocking with us and stuff. So I think that's really dope. And then to UT, thank you for everything that you do for the platform and everything, all the platforms, so
I appreciate you, man.
For real though. But thank you for, for all of it, what I'm saying, for everything that you be doing and for being a great co-host. So
appreciate
I'm excited to get back to season 2.
Yeah, definitely. Same to you, bro. Appreciate you just being a good person to work with. I ain't never had no problems with with, you know, just making things happen with you, man. And we already have a good, you know, friendship and all that too.
Mhm.
But I appreciate you, man, and everything you do for this podcast as well, man. So we appreciate it. Again, man, we're gonna shoot for being back in, you know, late March, probably the 26th is what I'm kind of looking at. Super excited about season 2, man. We're gonna have more coming. We're gonna try to get more guests on. This was our first season doing this, so it was kind of like we just kind of figuring out. But now since we kind of get in our groove, we're gonna try to get more people involved, and also as well too, we gonna just, you know, we still gonna be putting out content on like TikTok and YouTube and whatever the case may be during this time that we kind of like just not doing the show. We'll still be putting out content as well. So don't go nowhere. Don't unfollow us. We'll still be putting out stuff. We won't be doing no episodes until, like I said, March the 26th. So come back March 26th. We're gonna be jumping into college basketball, probably pretty heavy at that point. Jumping into NBA at that point. Maybe got more college football news by that time, because I think that's around the time spring games kind of start kicking off. So we'll have a lot going on. But again, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we will see y'all in about a month, man.